X drive 35 off for as low as $6.59 a month.
Dr. Follow-up segment tonight, as you may know, we interviewed Donald Trump last night, and that chat's getting a lot of attention all over the world. Joining us from Washington, Jonathan Swan, who covers politics for The Hill. Here in New York City, Philip Bump, who covers politics for The Washington Post. I was a little bit surprised he got so much coverage. We've interviewed Trump here, I would say close to 10 times since the convention. But this one really exploded. Why do you think that is?
I think in part it's because Donald Trump hasn't been doing a lot of interviews recently, right? I mean, he's sort of been a little more reserved. He hasn't had a press conference in several months now. And so I think that when he has an opportunity to sit down with someone and actually share his views, that's when something that gets attention.
Did anything in the interview jump out at you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you asked him about women voters, I think that was probably one of the key things a lot of people focused on. And I don't think he had a very good answer. I mean, I think it's a key point that you raised, which is that he is struggling with that demographic. And I don't think he was able to present a way in which what he'd be doing moving forward was different.
Well, both Pence and Pence, you said it too, Mr. Swan, that they're going to basically stay with the message that they have. Yeah. The country's going to hell. And women are obviously affected by that. They're not going to target women with any special commercials. Trump said it last night. Pence just said it 5 minutes ago. Do you think that's a good strategy?
Well, I thought it was striking. I watched both interviews, and you said, you kept coming back to it. You said, is there going to be a change in direction? This is the reality. These are the polls. And Donald Trump flat out said to you, I don't believe the polls.
No, they don't. They don't.
He just said, I don't believe them. So,
and he could be right. He could be right about it.
He could be.
It's possible. But if you do look at the data, and this data comes in from everywhere, not just the people who are rooting against Trump, he's winning with men big, Trump. And I expect that to hold. Yeah. Because men aren't, generally speaking, they didn't get involved like women got involved with this Access Hollywood thing. I mean, women went just furious all over the place. All kinds of women. Conservative women, liberal women. They're just mad. But it looks like the Trump people ride that out and just basically go on the message. Will that work?
A bit of this is bluster. And, I talk to folks close to the Trump campaign and in the Trump campaign. They know how bad this is. And, Donald Trump is getting advice now that just tone it down, stop attacking the Republican leadership, focus on Hillary Clinton.
Is that just advice from the last 3 hours? He worked them over last night on his program. I told him, Mr. Biden, I said, look, if you're elected, you're going to need these guys. Calling Senator McCain a foul-mouthed whatever, that's not going to really help you. But that's Trump's style. It's slash and burn. I mean, it doesn't look like to me he moderates for a few hours, and then he goes back to being Trump. Right. But that has appeal.
It does have appeal, but what we've seen so far is it only has appeal to a certain percentage of the electorate. And one of the things he hasn't been able to do is expand that percentage outward. To your point around women voters, if he's going to do the same thing, we know how much of the women vote that gets him, and it is not enough to actually win this campaign.
If you believe the polls.
Sure, if you believe the polls.
They say that they're going to overperform. You heard Pence. Right. We're going to overperform, and people are going to come out. There might be a little bit to that because, in certain places, if you say you're a Trump supporter, you get shamed, you get banned socially. And a lot of people going, I don't like her, so I'm just going to go with him. Do you see any of that?
I mean, it may be. And, the fact that they're not doing anything, obviously, Donald Trump is not a traditional political candidate, right? And so he probably doesn't put as much faith in polls as like a Hillary Clinton does.
Unless the polls favor him.
Right, of course.
Then he loves them.
Which is not unusual for politics.
No.
Right.
Mr. Swan, the vote that comes down is one more debate, and the second debate wasn't as widely watched as the first, even with all the Access Hollywood stuff. The third one will probably be the least watched. So at this point, it's just a matter of who's going to wear down first. And Hillary Clinton every day now has got the WikiLeaks thing. Every day is another embarrassment. Now it's open borders. Going to do a big thing about that tomorrow. So I think she's ahead, and I think the odds are she'll win. But I don't think Trump is out of it.
Well, Trump's strategy, their strategy now is to drive Hillary Clinton's favourables right down. I mean, she's already historically unpopular. So you're seeing these advertisements come out that are really tough. I mean, yesterday was her coughing and stumbling up the steps and falling into the car. And today, very strong stuff on, the corruption allegations and various others. So I think you're going to see them basically thermonuclear on Hillary, and then they're going to try and keep him disciplined, and whether he can or not, Who knows? And then Steve Bannon, the CEO of the Trump campaign, his whole view is that Trump needs to go around the media to whatever extent he can do that and talk directly to the American worker.
And I think that's a smart strategy, and then we'll see if there's any more October surprises. Gentlemen, thanks very much. We appreciate it. Plenty more ahead as Factor moves along this evening. Martha McCallum investigating charges that Putin trying to influence the American election. She'll have the latest. Also, we've been investigating the murder of 2 California police officers by a gang member. Awful situation out there. We'll tell you what we know, and we hope you stay tuned for those reports.